that you could somehow survive if that thing wanted to kill you should be instantaneously erased when you see this video.
Crap.
Look at the size of that.
Joe Rogan is known for his fearless takes and wild stories, but there's one thing that sends a chill down his spine: bears. That's right. The big man himself has a deep respect and fear for these powerful beasts. Want to know what he really thinks about them?
This is the largest scientifically wild-caught verified anaconda that we have.
Wow.
In scientific literature. I mean, there's people have records of bigger ones. I've seen bigger ones.
Stick around, because we're diving into his wildest reactions. Rogan's fear of grizzly bears. Picture this: Joe Rogan, the fearless UFC commentator who's interviewed countless fighters, visibly squirming in his seat during episode 1169 with wildlife biologist Forrest Galante. The topic? Grizzly bears, nature's tank-sized killing machines. These things are literally designed to murder everything, even thousands of people, Rogan exclaims.
Oh boy, here we go.
Look how beautiful they are. Look at the
I
coat
know, it
on
is
those
beautiful.
things.
Watching footage of two massive grizzlies locked in combat. The raw power displayed in their fight sends shivers down both hosts' spines as they witness 1,500-pound monstrous giants moving with the agility of athletes while landing each other blows and heavy pound bites. The conversation takes an amusing turn when discussing people who keep grizzlies as pets. That's like keeping a tank with teeth in your backyard, Rogan laughs nervously.
The illusion that you have that you could somehow survive if that thing wanted to kill you.
Galante shares hair-raising stories of bear encounters, highlighting their distinctive features. These beasts possess muscular humps between shoulders with pure power for digging and fighting. Also, they're fitted with massive paws with 4-inch claws that can disembowel prey. Their sprint speed reaches 35 miles per hour despite their enormous size, and this is where it gets interesting. They possess the ability to smell food from miles away. The episode perfectly captures why these apex predators command such respect. They are living proof that nature's raw power remains unmatched. The segment ends with both hosts agreeing on one thing. If you ever find yourself face to face with a grizzly, you're not dealing with just any animal. You're in the presence of one of nature's most perfectly designed killing machines. And just when you think grizzly bears are nature's ultimate predators, prepare to dive into the ocean and meet a predator with senses so sharp it could find you from miles away. Tiger sharks and their primal fear factor. From sensing a drop of blood miles away to biting through turtle shells, tiger sharks redefine the term perfect predator. Joe's visceral reactions to footage of shark encounters spark a fascinating discussion about evolutionary fear responses. "That's a prehistoric monster right there," Rogan exclaims, watching a tiger shark glide through crystal-clear waters. The distinctive striped patterns rippling across its body serve as nature's camouflage, breaking up the shark's silhouette in the shifting ocean light. The conversation takes an intense turn as they analyze great white breaching behavior. These massive predators launch their 2,000-pound bodies completely out of the water, reaching heights of 10 feet while hunting seals. Theo Vaughn explains how this spectacular display of power triggers our ancient survival instincts. What truly captivates Rogan is the shark's electroreceptive organs, called ampullae of Lorenzini. These specialized sensors detect minute electrical fields generated by potential prey, allowing sharks to hunt effectively even in complete darkness. It's like they have a built-in night vision system, Rogan marvels. The episode reveals lesser-known facts about these apex predators. Tiger sharks can bite through turtle shells with their serrated teeth, and these multiple rows of teeth regenerate throughout their lives. Interestingly, they can detect a single drop of blood from a quarter-mile away. These creatures are the perfect killing machines, Rogan observes as they watch footage of a shark's calculated hunting strategy. 400 million years of evolution created this perfect predator, and we're just visitors in their world. While sharks dominate with primal ferocity, the next creatures dominate with sheer presence and intelligence that will blow your mind. The gentle giants, whales. From awe-inspiring breaching to mind-blowing feeding techniques, whales show us the gentler, yet no less amazing side of the ocean. In episode 2006 of the Joe Rogan Experience, renowned wildlife filmmaker Brian Simpson brings an entirely different perspective to marine encounters. A breathtaking footage of humpback whales leaves Rogan absolutely speechless. These creatures are just mind-blowing, man. Look at the size of that thing.
Splashing shit, that's fish. So the whale's trying to eat the fish, and these cocksuckers in this.
Rogan exclaims as they watch a humpback whale breach mere feet from a kayaker. The discussion takes a turn when Rasoli explains how these 50-foot giants navigate with remarkable precision, rarely causing harm despite their massive size. These whales have bristle-like structures that filter thousands of gallons of water, trapping tiny prey. Also, small fishes clean parasites off their skin, creating nature's own spa service. In a captivating moment, Rasoli shares footage of a humpback whale's bubble net feeding technique. It's like they're playing 4D chess underwater, Rogan remarks, watching as the whale creates a spiral of bubbles to trap fish. The conversation shifts to whale intelligence, with Rasoli describing instances of whales protecting seals from orca attacks. They're not just big animals floating around, he explains. They're making conscious decisions to help other species. That's next-level intelligence. If whales are the gentle giants of the ocean, the next creatures are its stealthy masterminds, capable of feats that border on science fiction. Enigmatic octopus encounters. What if I told you there's a marine creature that can solve puzzles, recognize human faces, and transform into nearly anything? Welcome to the world of octopuses. Wildlife biologist Forrest Galante brought mind-bending footage of octopuses that left Rogan absolutely stunned. The episode revealed these 8-armed creatures performing feats that seemed to defy the laws of nature. This is some alien-level stuff right here. Rogan exclaimed as he watched footage of an octopus seamlessly changing both color and texture to match its surroundings. The clips showcased these masters of disguise transforming from smooth to spiky, matching coral patterns with perfect precision, and even mimicking other sea creatures. The conversation took a fascinating turn when Galante shared insights about octopus intelligence. These remarkable cephalopods possess 3 hearts, a distributed nervous system with 9 brains, and problem-solving abilities that rival those of dogs. Rogan was particularly amazed by footage of an octopus unscrewing a jar lid to reach food inside. They're basically like liquid intelligence. It's crazy how they can squeeze through any space bigger than their beak, Rogan observed. These cephalopods possess distinctive features like regenerating lost limbs within weeks, and they can recognize and remember human faces. The segment reached its peak when Galante shared footage of an octopus hunting crabs, demonstrating their strategic hunting abilities. The predator's calculated movements and precise timing left Rogan speechless, showcasing why these creatures have captivated scientists and nature enthusiasts for generations. But while octopuses mesmerize with their intelligence and agility, another predator strikes fear with its sheer power and prehistoric presence. Reptilian fears, crocodiles unveiled. Forget intelligence. Crocodiles use brute strength and patience to secure their spot as apex predators. Joe and his guest watched in disbelief as a massive saltwater alligator casually strolled across a golf course in Florida, sending golfers scrambling for safety. That's absolutely terrifying, man. Look at the size of that thing, Rogan exclaimed, his voice filled with a mix of fear and fascination as the prehistoric predator meandered between golf carts. These ancient reptiles possess truly remarkable features that make them nature's perfect killing machines. Their jaws exert a crushing 3,700 pounds of pressure per square inch, and their typical lifespan is 70+ years in the wild. They are masters of ambush tactics and can remain motionless for hours. The episode reached peak intensity when Python Cowboy shared footage of multiple crocodiles engaged in a territorial dispute. The raw display of power had Rogan gripping his chair. A viral video of a wildlife photographer feeding a group of crocodiles sparked an animated discussion about their pack-hunting behavior. Rogan observed that they're basically living dinosaurs, noting how these creatures have remained virtually unchanged for millions of years. If crocodiles are living dinosaurs, the next predator might as well be a living myth, both feared and revered across the globe. The deadly anaconda, nature's giant predator. In the depths of the Amazon rainforest, where tales of mythical creatures swim through the dark waters, Paul Rosoli's encounter with a massive 16-foot anaconda left Joe Rogan completely captivated during episode number 2013 of the Joe Rogan Experience.
Anaconda that we have.
Wow.
In scientific literature. I mean, there's people have records of bigger ones. I've seen bigger ones.
The experienced wildlife expert's vivid account of the enormous snake's hunting skills had Rogan on the edge of his seat, utterly fascinated by the raw force of nature's ultimate constrictor. That thing could crush a car if it wanted to, Rogan exclaimed, as Rosoli described the snake's incredible muscular power. The conversation explored the anaconda's extraordinary abilities, one of which he mentioned that they have heat-sensing pits along their jaws, which they use to detect warm-blooded prey. Also, they perfectly adapt to both water and land hunting, and can swallow prey up to 5 times the size of their head. The episode reached its climax when Rosoli shared footage of an anaconda ambushing a capybara, showcasing their lightning-fast strike speed, a trait that left Rogan visibly astonished. "It's like a living hydraulic press," he remarked, witnessing the snake's powerful coils methodically constrict its victim. Their conversation painted a clear picture of these top predators' hunting technique, patiently waiting in murky waters, using their olive-green scales as natural camouflage, before launching an attack that combines brute strength with precise accuracy. The anaconda's ability to remain submerged for up to 10 minutes while hunting particularly intrigued Rogan, who couldn't help but make comparisons to ancient creatures. Creepy crawler, parasitic wasps. The anaconda's raw force is awe-inspiring, but the parasitic wasp proves that sometimes the scariest predators are the smallest. In another episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, wildlife biologist Forrest Galante introduced Joe to one of nature's most spine-chilling spectacles, the parasitic wasp.
Manipulate certain spiders, like the brain process,
Yes.
and like tarantula wasps, which we have in the state.
The duo watched in horrified fascination as footage revealed these wasps' nightmarish hunting tactics. "This is some alien-level horror movie stuff right here," Rogan exclaimed as they witnessed a tarantula hawk wasp paralyzing its prey with surgical precision. The wasp's venom doesn't kill its victim. It transforms them into living incubators for their offspring. These remarkable insects possess an arsenal of terrifying adaptations as their venom targets specific neural pathways, leaving victims alive but immobilized. Female wasps lay eggs inside or on their hosts, turning them into food sources for larvae, and some species' venom can manipulate host behavior, forcing them to protect the developing wasp larvae. That's some level of mind control going on there. You know what's really wild? Galante shared that these wasps are actually beneficial for agriculture. Despite their gruesome methods, parasitic wasps help control pest populations that would otherwise devastate crops.
They howl.
Ah, that makes sense.
So it's like, oh, we're hearing this thing and the spooky thing that we've seen running around the woods, and it's like, well, yeah.
The conversation took an even shadier turn when Rogan learned about the jewel wasp, which turns cockroaches into willing victims by precisely injecting venom into their brains. "Nature is metal," Rogan muttered, shaking his head at the footage of a zombie-like cockroach docilely following its wasp captor to certain doom. Flying terrors, the bees. From spine-chilling venom to life-saving pollinators, nature's insects never fail to surprise, and bees are at the heart of this marvel. In episode 1908,
I mean, it's kind of crazy that they fight to the death.
Sure.
Like, this poor queen, like, she's done a great job.
Joe Rogan's jaw dropped watching a fearless beekeeper, Erica Thompson, handle thousands of buzzing bees without any protective gear. The video showcased the beekeeper gently moving her bare hands through dense clusters of bees, demonstrating an almost supernatural connection with these fascinating insects. Rogan's amazement peaked when the beekeeper calmly located the queen bee amidst the swarm, explaining how her pheromones influence the entire colony's behavior.
I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, they're going to communicate because these bees are trying to figure out why these bees are here.
What truly captivated Rogan was learning about the sophisticated waggle dance, a unique form of bee communication where worker bees perform specific movements to share information about food sources with their hive mates. It's like their own little GPS, Rogan marveled. The discussion explored the hierarchical structure of bee colonies, with the queen being the heart of the hive and laying up to 2,000 eggs daily. There are also the worker bees who maintain the hive and the drones, male bees whose sole purpose is mating. The conversation shifted to bees' crucial role in global food production, with Erica highlighting how these tiny insects pollinate approximately 1/3 of human food crops. Without bees, we'd lose coffee, almonds, apples, pretty much everything good in life, Rogan reflected, his voice tinged with concern about declining bee populations worldwide. As amazing as bees are with their life-sustaining teamwork, the next clip shows something truly wild, an extraordinary clash between raw strength and human grit. Bear versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib Nurmagomedov's legendary MMA skills started with the most unexpected sparring partner, a bear cub.
On the other side from where they were sitting.
Oh, that's right. There was one just to our right. I was looking left.
I believe it was the guy that jumped in the red shirt on Khabib.
In an incredible segment, Joe Rogan couldn't believe his eyes while watching footage of a young Khabib Nurmagomedov wrestling with a bear cub. At just 9 years old, the future UFC champion showcased impressive grappling skills against the wild animal, a sight that left Rogan both amazed and a little worried. "This kid is wrestling a frucking bear," Rogan exclaimed, his voice filled with disbelief and admiration. They talked about the unique cultural practices of Dagestan, where young wrestlers sometimes train with bear cubs to build their strength and technique. The bear cub, despite being young, showed off its natural wrestling abilities. Even as cubs, bears have incredible muscular power, and bears instinctively understand leverage and ground control. During the episode, Rogan and his guest discussed how this unusual training method might have influenced Khabib's legendary ground game in MMA. The footage revealed the bear cub's inherent wrestling skills, including paw strikes and attempts to gain dominant positions, movements surprisingly similar to human wrestling techniques. Raccoon, pets gone wild. From the raw strength of a bear to the sheer hilarity of a raccoon, the next clip brings chaos and comedy in equal measure. In episode 1281 of Joe Rogan's podcast, comedian Tom Papa joined him in the studio. They couldn't help but burst into laughter as they watched a hilarious video of a pet raccoon wreaking havoc in a perfectly tidy living room. The mischievous little creature was scaling curtains, knocking over furniture, and showcasing its impressive problem-solving skills.
Would have been a warm-up when I was an athlete. Like, this wouldn't even have been a warm-up. And I'm like, oh, that was pretty good.
"Look at those little hands," Rogan exclaimed, fascinated by the raccoon's dexterous paws manipulating objects with near-human precision. These highly adaptable creatures possess incredibly sensitive touch receptors, allowing them to identify objects without visual confirmation, a trait that makes them exceptional at finding food and creating household chaos. The conversation with Papa explored raccoons' remarkable intelligence and their uncanny ability to remember solutions to problems for up to 3 years. Their nocturnal nature, combined with their problem-solving skills, makes them particularly challenging as pets. Rogan pointed out how raccoons' natural instincts to forage and explore remain strong even in domestic settings. Some other fascinating raccoon traits discussed are that their paws contain 4 to 5 times more mechanoreceptors than most mammals. Also, they possess specialized tapetum lucidum, which reflects light, enabling excellent night vision. The raccoon's antics may have showcased cleverness, but the golden eagle's strategy will leave you speechless. Eagle versus mountain goat. Joe Rogan was amazed during episode 1406 with Brian Redban as they watched nature's brutal aerial assault unfold.
It shows like the background looks like flying cars and like crazy, you know, billboards and everything.
The footage captured a golden eagle's calculated attack on an unsuspecting mountain goat, perched precariously on a steep cliff face. "Holy shit! Look at the size of that thing," Rogan exclaimed as the majestic raptor swooped down with deadly precision. The golden eagle, sporting its impressive 7-foot wingspan, demonstrated why it's earned its reputation as one of nature's most efficient predators. These aerial assassins possess remarkable features that make them lethal hunters. They have razor-sharp talons capable of exerting 440 pounds per square inch of pressure, coupled with an enhanced vision that is 8 times sharper than human eyesight. Also, they possess specialized leg muscles that can carry prey weighing up to 4 times their body weight. During the episode, Brian shared his first-hand experiences witnessing these magnificent birds in action. The conversation took an interesting turn as they discussed how golden eagles strategically target their prey, often pushing larger animals off cliffs to make the kill. "It's like watching a fighter jet with talons," Rogan marveled as the eagle executed its attack plan. The bird's calculated movements showcased its hunting intelligence, positioning itself above the goat, using the sun's glare for cover, and striking at the precise moment when the prey was most vulnerable. As the golden eagle displayed nature's precision in the air, the next story takes us to the ground, where a pack redefined teamwork and strategy. Wolf encounter. Wolves don't just hunt, they plan, communicate, and execute with precision. Discover what makes their howls so hauntingly effective. In the remote wilderness of Alaska, professional hunter and wildlife filmmaker Donnie Vincent had some thrilling encounters with wolf packs.
You know, he's not going to bother me at all, so I hung my gun back up and set my gun back down and I just laid back down. But
he shared these experiences in one of the episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience. As Vincent talked about his time living among these top predators, Rogan listened intently, leaning forward in his seat. "These aren't just random groups of animals," Vincent explained. "They're sophisticated family units with distinct personalities and roles." The conversation explored the complex social dynamics of wolf packs, revealing how these creatures maintain order through complicated vocalizations and body language. Rogan's eyes widened as Vincent described witnessing a pack's coordinated hunting strategy. The wolves' sharp teeth, capable of crushing moose bones, serve as deadly weapons in their arsenal. Yet it's their haunting howls that left the deepest impression on both host and guest. Vincent painted a vivid picture of wolves communicating across vast distances, their howls echoing through mountain valleys. These vocalizations serve multiple purposes, including territory marking, pack coordination, social bonding, warning signals, and location tracking. From the eerie howls of wolves echoing through the wilderness to the silent yet deadly strikes of living dinosaurs, the next encounter is prehistoric and terrifying. The deadly Komodo dragons. When Joe Rogan called them living dinosaurs, he wasn't exaggerating. Meet the venomous and terrifying Komodo dragons. In episode 1348 with Bill Burr, Joe Rogan's fascination with Komodo dragons reached new heights as he watched footage of these ancient predators in action. His eyes widened at the sight of a Komodo dragon taking down a water buffalo, its powerful jaws clamping down with deadly precision. "These things are literally living dinosaurs," Rogan exclaimed, leaning forward in his chair. "They've got this toxic bacteria in their mouths that's absolutely brutal. One bite, and it's game over." The conversation with Bill explored the unique hunting strategies of these massive lizards. Their saliva contains a potent cocktail of bacteria and venom glands, making even a small bite potentially lethal. A single Komodo dragon can detect carrion from several miles away, thanks to their extraordinary forked tongue, which captures scent particles in the air. Some distinctive features of these prehistoric predators include razor-sharp claws, capable of disemboweling large prey, and muscular tails, which are used as powerful weapons during combat. The extinct Tasmanian tiger. From ancient predators ruling the wild today to a haunting story of a species humanity might have pushed into oblivion, Let's shift our focus to the elusive Tasmanian tiger. In a captivating discussion on episode 1240, Joe Rogan and wildlife biologist Forrest Galante explore the mysterious Tasmanian tiger, a creature that continues to spark debate about its possible existence. The conversation takes an intriguing turn when Galante shares a rare, colorized footage from 1936 showing the last known Tasmanian tiger in captivity. Look at that stride. It's like nothing else on Earth. Rogan marvels at the footage, noting the creature's distinctive dog-like appearance combined with its tiger-striped back. The Tasmanian tiger, or thylacine, possessed unique features that set it apart from any living species. It has a rigid tail that extends straight from the body, with an impressive jaw that could open 120 degrees. The last confirmed Tasmanian tiger, named Benjamin, died at Hobart's Beaumaris Zoo on September 7, 1936, marking a tragic end to this remarkable species. Yet, as Galante points out during the podcast, numerous reported sightings persist in remote areas of Tasmania. The fact that we hunted these animals to extinction is mind-blowing, Rogan reflects. Learning about the bounties placed on thylacines by the Tasmanian government between 1830 and 1909. Sheep farmers considered them threats to their livestock, leading to systematic hunting that decimated their population. The discussion shifts to potential surviving populations, with Galante suggesting that if any thylacines still exist, they would likely be found in Tasmania's dense, mountainous regions where human access remains limited. As we leave behind the mystery of the Tasmanian tiger, another striped predator takes center stage, this time with claws, fangs, and unmatched ferocity. The tiger, predator that haunts Rogan's nightmares. When it comes to wild beasts, Joe Rogan's fascination and fear often orbit around two apex predators, bears and tigers. While bears might be a recurring topic, it's the mighty tiger that Rogan confesses to being just as terrifying, if not more so.
When people always ask what if I'm scared of the work that I do meeting, I'm much more scared of animals than I am of.
In episode 2092 of the Joe Rogan Experience, Rogan sat down with Mariana Van Zeller, the host of Trafficked with Mariana Van Zeller on National Geographic. Although her show looks into human trafficking and the criminal underworld, Rogan couldn't resist steering the conversation toward the animal kingdom, particularly the awe-inspiring and deadly tiger. In this episode, Rogan shared a heart-stopping clip of a tiger attack that left everyone, including Van Zeller, stunned. The footage captured a moment of pure terror. An Indian man on a wooden cart, armed only with a stick, suddenly faced a massive tiger lunging at him from the dense foliage. While the man's courage in fending off the tiger with his stick was admirable, the scene quickly turned gruesome. The tiger, with unmatched power and speed, tore into the man's arm, leaving Rogan visibly shaken. Rogan's reaction revealed just how deeply the tiger's sheer dominance resonates with him. "That's the look of terror," he remarked, as the man's desperate struggle unfolded on screen. The tiger's ferocity, combined with its stealth and strength, makes it one of the most fearsome predators on the planet. Rogan marveled at the predator's grace and lethal efficiency, admitting that while bears are terrifying, tigers are on an entirely different level of danger. So what about you? Would you rather face the towering menace of a bear or the silent, stalking death that is a tiger? But if tigers make Rogan's heart race, wait until you hear about an animal that doesn't fear anything. Even lions aren't safe. The fearless honey badger. When you think of the ultimate badass in the animal kingdom, lions, bears, or even crocodiles might come to mind. But what if I told you there's a 30-pound tank of pure chaos that has absolutely no regard for rules, size, or danger? Enter the honey badger, a creature so fearless and ferocious that it could make even the toughest UFC fighter look like a delicate flower.
Even like UFC fighters, like you see the different, like our skin is made out of tissue paper.
Shane Gillis's and Matt McCusker's appearance on episode 2098 of the Joe Rogan Experience sparked an unforgettable discussion about nature's most audacious creature, the honey badger. Imagine a creature that regularly attacks lions, fights off jaguars, and raids beehives like it's no big deal. They're just like, "What are you doing? Get out of here." And the honey badger's like, "Nope, "I'm gonna bite your dock," Rogan quipped, unable to contain his laughter while recounting their sheer audacity. The honey badger's fight-first mentality leaves other animals, and us humans, completely baffled. They charge into situations where most creatures would flee, like raiding a beehive and ignoring the stings as if they were nothing. Even lions, the so-called kings of the jungle, look confused and terrified when a honey badger squares up. Rogan describes a clip where a group of lions tries to intimidate one, only for the badger to turn the tables and send them running. But it's not just their courage that's impressive, it's their intelligence. Honey badgers are master escape artists, capable of solving problems and building tools to break out of enclosures. Rogan shared a story of a captive honey badger that kept outsmarting its keeper, forcing the man to cut down trees and hide everything it could use as a makeshift ladder. Speaking of animals that defy logic, let's shift our focus to a hybrid so bizarre it left Rogan questioning reality itself: the liger. When tigers and lions collide in the wildest way, Joe Rogan has witnessed some extraordinary sights and heard some jaw-dropping stories during his podcast, but few things have left him as baffled and unsettled as the liger. Yes, the liger, a hybrid between a male lion and a female tiger,
So it's a hybrid of a male lion and a tiger female. Okay.
was the star of a wild conversation Rogan had about the animal kingdom's most bizarre creations. Imagine seeing a creature that looks straight out of a fantasy movie, a cat as tall as a grown man, with a head so massive it feels almost unreal. For Rogan, encountering a liger was like stepping into a surreal dream, and his reaction? "I don't like it here," he admitted, stunned by the sheer size and oddity of the beast. What makes ligers so extraordinary isn't just their size, though that's certainly hard to ignore. These hybrids are genetic marvels, or nightmares, depending on how you see them. A liger can grow to a staggering 900 to 1,200 pounds, dwarfing even the largest Siberian tigers or lions. Rogan's guest, Paul Rosalie, chimed in with examples, including Hercules, a famous liger tipping the scales at 922 pounds without being overweight. Another liger, Nook, reportedly hit a jaw-dropping 1,213 pounds at a Wisconsin animal sanctuary. That's heavier than a grand piano, and enough to leave anyone speechless. But why do they get so big? Rogan explored the science behind it, explaining that ligers lack the gene that regulates growth, which exists in both lions and tigers. This genetic quirk leads to unchecked growth, resulting in these colossal creatures that look almost too big for the natural world. Yet, as fascinating as they are, Rogan couldn't shake the feeling that something was off about them. "They don't look right," he said, referencing their exaggerated features and lumbering size. What's even more mind-blowing is how nature equips big cats like tigers to blend seamlessly into their environments. While the liger's size might make it stick out, Rogan also marveled at how tigers, despite their vibrant orange fur and black stripes, can vanish in plain sight. Their unique coloring tricks prey into seeing only shadows and branches, making them nearly invisible in dense forests. Rogan likened this camouflage to nature's greatest trick, showcasing how these majestic predators dominate their environment. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.